Hi, so I'd like to quickly point out something. When you see people who are chronically ill and disabled doing quite well in their lives and maybe even working part time and having, you know, a quality of life, maybe traveling and stuff, it's not that I'm not happy for them that they're able to do that because I can't and I'd love to, but I can't because of money. But it's likely that they are coming from some kind of privilege if they can, participate in the therapies that are required for them to be able to carry on. And it does depend on what illness they have and what disability they have and what it requires. But it's common to just assume, wow, aren't they so inspiring? But we're forgetting completely about the people who don't have a voice. And those are people who are chronically ill and disabled but living off disability only. We do not have enough to live off of. We cannot live off of that. Oftentimes we can't and get the therapies we need to have a good, decent quality of life. The therapies that we need, and including like naturopathic, I know naturopaths are a mixed bag and sometimes they're full of it, but a good naturopath can really help. And sometimes, integrative treatments are needed, special physio equipment, mobility equipment, modifications in the home. It is so hard to get an adequate amount of all that. Oh, special diet as well. I forgot. Special diet is very important. Healthy diet is very important. If we can't afford that stuff, we are sick. And sure, drugs are covered, but drugs make you sicker. And I can tell you that firsthand because I am sicker than I've ever been on 14 pills. But the the bottom line is that people on disability on that who are low income like that most often cannot live well, decently. They can't live decently. It's not really possible. And part of that is the problem with the medical system excluding a lot of chronic illness therapies that people need to live well and do well. And with my condition, that is more prominent that is more extreme rather than ever. We get the brunt of that. There there are almost no doctors familiar with Ehlers-Danlos. There's no Ehlers-Danlos specialist. And of course, there's no surgeons willing to make you know, maintenance repairs to our spinal cord when things become unstable or other, joints. Usually it's the spine. We just don't have that. We're left to kind of rot. And doing that to people with EDS rather. Sorry, I can't talk right now. It's like almost like saying to people with CF, "Oh, sorry, you've got a genetic condition. It's incurable anyway. You're gonna die anyway. So, you know, no need for the lung treatments. Don't bother doing all the work, and it's not covered. And we're not going to put you on the list for a lung transplant because you know it's a waste. You're going to die anyway." That's how they're treating us. They're treating us like, oh, they've convinced themselves that, especially with neurosurgery, it doesn't help enough. It won't do much. It's too dangerous. Well, that's not true. There have been people that have benefited from it done correctly. So I just had to throw all that in there. But what I was meaning to say in this video is that people with disabilities and chronic illnesses who are low income are often, swept under the rug and left without a voice because we're too sick to talk. when you're that sick and you're sad about it and there are things you need that you can't get, so you're sicker, you don't want to talk. You know, you don't want to share your life. What's to share? It's a crappy life. Just survival. It's not living. And that's what happens to most low income people who are disabled and ill. And people just forget about that. They don't even have a chance to be inspiring, you know, because they don't have access to what they need to thrive in any way.